From the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8.
Now, the latest news.
Kylie Conway has the latest news. The top headlines. News you can use.
Please stand by.
Sponsored by LCS Heating and Cooling. Now, here's Wish TV's Kylie Conway.
Hi, this is Kylie Conway, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 for Monday, November 29th. A cold start in the low 20s. Clouds increase during the day, and most of the state stays dry. However, there is a chance for a few lake effect snow showers in the northern part of Indiana. Highs climb to 43. And in downtown Indianapolis, a shooting in front of Lucas Oil Stadium leaves 2 people wounded. It happened on South Street just before 3:30 this morning. Police tell our mobile news tracker that the 2 people were driving west when someone fired at least 7 shots into the car. Police say the victims are a man who was shot in the wrist and a woman who was grazed. No word yet who the shooter was or why they did it. An initiative is being reintroduced to curb crime. Every new killing in Indianapolis sets a new record. The city now stands at 246 homicides for the year after passing the old mark over the weekend. You can adopt a Stop the Violence yard sign. Religious leaders say this marketing campaign was introduced to the community in 2005. They're hoping the slogan will help change hearts and minds in the streets. News 8 first told you about a group of pastors with the Interdenominational Ministerial Alliance of Greater Indianapolis. They stood in alliance with IMPD and the Marion County Sheriff's Office at a rally a couple of weeks ago. They're asking the community to adopt the Stop the Violence yard signs all across the city. Indy 10 Point Coalition is one of many anti-violence grassroots organizations that are handing them out while patrolling neighborhoods. Reverend Charles Harrison says they started out with 700 signs and have already run out. About 200 people are on a waiting list to receive one.
And if all of us are working together and conveying this message, then maybe we can keep someone from taking that next step and actually going through with some act of violence. So hopefully this marketing campaign is going to catch on everywhere across Indianapolis, and you're going to see the level of shootings, stabbings, and homicides go down.
Harrison says the sign should be restocked early this week, and it's the first of several initiatives to help curb crime. Harrison says they hope to have the slogan on billboards in the near future. President Biden is set to speak to the nation today about the Omicron variant of COVID-19. The president met with members of his COVID-19 team at the White House yesterday. According to the administration, Dr. Anthony Fauci said it'll take about 2 weeks to know more about the transmissibility and severity of Omicron. Fauci and the director of the National Institutes of Health say the best way to fight this variant is to continue vaccination and booster efforts. Dr. Francis Collins appeared on State of the Union yesterday. He said one of the things that make this variant concerning is how many different mutations it appears to have.
These are those spike proteins that sit on the outside of the virus and enable it to get inside your cells. And the Omicron version of that, because of those changes, is going to have a different shape. And of course, that's also what the antibodies are directed against.
Canadian health officials say 2 people there have been diagnosed with the variant after traveling to Nigeria. This comes as U.S. travel restrictions against South Africa and 7 neighboring countries take effect today. U.S. health officials hope the temporary ban will buy some time to study the variant and prepare.
Inevitably, it will be here. The question is, will we be prepared for it? And the preparation that we have ongoing for what we're doing now with the Delta variant just needs to be revved up, and that's the bottom line.
It's almost definitely here already. Just looking at the number of cases coming off planes this weekend, it's almost a certainty that there have been cases that have gotten into the United States. We're in a much better place now than we were a year ago when B117 first arrived, or even when Delta first arrived.
CNN tells us that the president's update will happen at 11:45 this morning. We will stream it on wishtv.com and on our Facebook page. Indiana Republicans will not meet today to discuss vaccine mandates. Governor Eric Holcomb canceled plans to discuss measures that would allow the state's current public health state of emergency to expire. The GOP proposal would have forced businesses to grant exemptions for all COVID-19 vaccination requirements without question. It also would have blocked similar vaccine mandates enforced by state university and rejected an appeal by the state's largest business organization to leave the decision up to employers.
This goes against the testimony that we heard at the hearing from both business groups and medical groups. The medical groups are saying, look, you're going to prolong the pandemic. You're actively discouraging people from getting the vaccine. We should be encouraging people to get the vaccine. The business groups are saying, in essence, look, when we said we didn't want the government telling us what to do, we meant we didn't want the government telling us what to do.
Lawmakers will consider the proposal when they reconvene on January 4th. And this morning, a search for answers grows more urgent now that the search for a child has come to a tragic conclusion. Divers found the body of 2-year-old Emma Sweet on Sunday in the East Fork of the White River, about 2 miles downstream from where her father's truck went into the water last week. Investigators say Jeremy Sweet was alive but severely hypothermic when duck hunters spotted the truck. They also say he has given very different stories about what happened.
What he originally said was that he possibly had dropped his daughter off someplace prior to that incident happening, and then he said at the same time, shortly after, that she was with him.
As investigators try to work out what actually happened, the girl's family is thanking everyone who worked to find her.
It was amazing. It was pretty incredible how much effort they put into finding this little girl, and we got her home.
As of the most recent update, investigators say Jeremy Sweet was in critical condition at the hospital. An alarming number jumps out in the state's new infant mortality count. Rates are rising for Black newborns, while the overall numbers are near record lows. The state health department reported deaths increased from 6.5 per 1,000 live births to 6.6 last year. It's the second lowest overall rate the state has ever recorded, but deaths among Black infants jumped from 11 per 1,000 to 13.2. Infant deaths among white and Hispanic infants improved from 2019 to 2020. To the Colts' frustration, coaches and players say they could have and should have won against the Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Coach Reich says the Colts did a lot of good things in between costly turnovers and penalties. The game was tied at 31, all with 3 minutes to go before a late touchdown from Bucs running back Leonard Fournette. The Colts had a chance to answer thanks to a 72-yard kick return from Isaiah Rodgers. Carson Wentz's last pass of the game was then intercepted with seconds left. Final score 38-31. News 8's Olivia Ray explains why the coach and players feel like they beat themselves.
While Tom Brady technically led his 51st game-winning drive right here in Indy, the Colts actually believe they snapped their own 3-game win streak by allowing the reigning world champs to score 24 points off of 5 turnovers, costing them yet another close heavyweight battle.
When we're turning over, it just kind of gives them life too. That's number one. Number two, that they got Tom Brady. So he's going to put together drives. That's a top-rated offense. I mean, they're a top-rated offense. The number one scoring offense in the NFL. So that's what they do.
We got to protect the football first and foremost, and against good teams, no doubt the room for error is small. And I don't know how many turnovers they had, if any, 2. And I think we had 5. We can't do that. We're not going to win many ball games turning it over 5 times. So we got to look hard in the mirror on that one.
That wasn't enough. And there's, like you said, there's no consolation prize for going toe-to-toe, so we got to find a way to get better to get over that hump because those guys, they got what we want.
We're not far off. We got to make sure that we can't keep shooting ourselves in the foot. I'm always going to go back to turnovers and penalties. We can't win games like that, and defensively, we got to step up. We got to step up when the game is on the line.
The best teams play the best ball in November and December, and we just got to take it that 1-0 mentality, and we got to narrow it down and weed out all the mistakes. Yeah, one of those games where we had everything in front of us, and we definitely should have won, and came up short again.
Now the Colts got some help around the AFC today with Cincy beating Pittsburgh, the Titans losing along with the Jags, but Indy remains on the outside looking in with 5 games to go and a trip to their South rivals in Houston coming up next week. For now, reporting from Lucas Oil Stadium, I'm Olivia Ray, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
The Colts are 6-6 and still very much in the hunt for a playoff spot, but there are only 5 games left. The next 4 weeks could make or break everything. Next up, the Texans in Houston. The Colts should win it, then a bye week to rest, recover, and get ready for back-to-back games against 2 of the best. The Patriots in Indianapolis is a Saturday night game, then also on a Saturday, the Christmas game against the Cardinals in Arizona. Inconsistent play cost the blue and gold a chance to knock off the defending champs Milwaukee Bucks. The Pacers hosted the Bucks yesterday, looking to win their 2nd straight game and 4th out of their last 5. The 2 teams were tied after the first, but the Bucks took control for the rest of the game, winning 118-100. Karis LeVert led the way with a season-high 23 points. Malcolm Brogdon added 16. Head coach Rick Carlisle says the team's using the loss to better prepare for their next matchup with the champs.
We got 2 games in the books with these guys. We'll play them a couple more times. They're going to be challenging games, but, we learn something each time.
The Pacers will travel to Minnesota to take on the Timberwolves tonight. It is officially Cyber Monday, although many companies started their sales a week ago. Retail experts believe supply chain issues may be encouraging more people to shop in brick and mortar stores instead of online this year. But cyber sales are still expected to increase $3 billion this year. Cyber Monday first started in 2005. And the numbers are looking strong for Black Friday as shoppers went out to stores in person looking for deals. MasterCard's overview of Friday includes a nearly 30% jump in overall sales from a year ago. Online sales Friday grew more than 10%, while in-store sales climbed about 45%. Biggest jump, according to the credit card company, clothing, which those sales were up more than 85% compared to last year. Saturday saw the message turn to shopping at small local businesses. Mass Ave Indy was excited, sharing stories, getting social online. A lot of people online. People were happy. The post that they put on social media says that the district was massively appreciates the support. The Broad Ripple Village Association also shared some pictures and tweets and such on social media. Beer Village gave away bags, encouraging people to fill them in stores for Small Business Saturday. In the fashion world is mourning a loss. Virgil Abloh had a wildly successful career in his 41 short years, founding the influential brand Off-White, then becoming the artistic director of Louis Vuitton. The brand says in a statement, Abloh was a man with a beautiful soul and great wisdom. Several celebrities are also paying tribute. Hailey Bieber posted pictures of her wedding dress, which Abloh designed. She calls him a once-in-a-generation creative mind and says she'll never forget his impact. Today, jury selection begins in the trial of Jussie Smollett. The actor is accused of lying about being the victim of a racist, homophobic attack in Chicago almost 3 years ago. And police say 7 people are hurt after a mass shooting in East Baltimore. According to the Baltimore Police Department, a 16-year-old boy was among those injured. The department says the mass shooting happened yesterday afternoon. Officers say they found 5 victims when they arrived, and another 2 had already gone to the hospital. Police believe there was at least one shooter, but haven't said much else. Police do say none of the injuries is reported to be life-threatening. And you in Indianapolis have one more week to get leaves to the curb. The Department of Public Works is reminding you that leaf collection ends Friday. DPW says you can put up to 40 bags out on your regular trash day. Just put leaves in plastic bags, keep them at least 3 feet from the curb, and have them out by 7 a.m. According to DPW, leaves are composted, then you can pick up the mulch in the spring. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway, online at wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
The News 8 Daily 8 is sponsored by LCS Heating and Cooling.
Be sure to like and subscribe to this podcast.
The News 8 Daily 8 with Kylie Conway. And be sure to discover even more great podcasts now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.